Now it's time for Nintendo's E3 2013 review. Now, I am actually pretty disappointed with Nintendo. I mean, yes, this is the first year they're not even like having a huge press event, but the video sucked. The quality was horrible. They used Ustream, which is completely unreliable with the sheer number of people that wanted to watch it, and it just seemed like there's no excitement. That's one thing that really sucked about it was because it's a pre-recorded video. Yeah, there's a guaranteed no fuck ups or no games crashing on stage, but you lose an entire like social feel to it. When an audience applauds or if they're silent at something you say, you kind of like get the gist of what other people think. It just seemed very uneventful. But now getting down to what they showed. I'm a little disappointed that they're going to be doing a Mario 3D World. I'm hoping the courses are longer, but I don't know. I still like Galaxy or games like the Super Mario 64. They just seemed a lot more a lot better. But we'll have to see how it plays. I haven't played it yet, of course, but I just don't know. I really don't know. And they made you put they put cats in the game. I don't know. I really don't. Mario Kart 8 looks sexy. It's bullshit that the game is coming out a year from now. And this is the growing trend for Nintendo. It just seems like all the games we want are being delayed or they're not coming for another year. And I think that's a problem because, I now have a paperweight that's literally just sitting there doing nothing because there's no games. There's no games for Wii U right now. I mean, Pikmin was supposed to come out in spring. Nope, they pushed it off to August. So they keep delaying it. Originally, Pikmin was supposed to be, the Pikmin 3 was supposed to be a launch title. Then they're like, nope, it's a launch window, which means they can release it anytime after a year. How the fuck's that a launch window? But, it's something that I'm not playing right now. Now, they showed off, unfortunately, Retro Studios was not making a Metroid title. Boo. Kind of sucks. But they're making another Donkey Kong Country. I guess that's okay. I mean, I like Donkey Kong Country, but I like Metroid Prime even more. And when you have something that's supposed to be graphically, detailed, HD, and you really want to show off what the Wii U can do, Metroid is the game you want running on the Wii U. It's the game where the type of art style you go towards can really show off the graphical horsepower of it. But Nintendo's retarded and feels, no, we need to make a sequel to Donkey Kong Country Returns. Fine, Nintendo, you do what you want, but you're pissing us off. Now, other games they showed off, I'm just going to quickly get into it here. They showed off, let's see, Wii Party U is going to be delayed. Let's see, Bayonetta 2, they were showing off a little bit more gameplay, but again, it's not coming out anytime soon. Wonderful 101, that's been delayed. Super Smash Bros. Wii U, excellent, looks awesome. They added Mega Man, okay. I'm not a big Mega Man person, so it doesn't affect me. But again, they didn't even show off a date for that, so I guarantee it'll be a year or two before we even get that shit in our hands. They show off this mech game. It was actually pretty kick-ass looking. I definitely want to see more into it. It reminded me a little bit of Armored Core. They have the new Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. Looks pretty good. That's definitely coming out this year, so that's good. Same thing with the Zelda Wind Waker HD remake. That's coming out this year, which is good. Definitely will pick that up. They did something with Pokemon. I really don't give a shit. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. That's coming again this year. That's coming out this year. Now, here's something that's bullshit. And this is what Nintendo decided to do for E3. They decided to do a Best Buy event. And I think it's the complete wrong way to handle this. What Nintendo should have done was take the demos that they showed off at E3 and allow you to download it on your Wii U. Mario Kart 8, you should be able to download a timed demo. Do it a timed demo. You're very good at doing that, Nintendo. You put fucking launch limits on the current demos. You could have done a demo thing where for an entire week, you'd be able to play these demos, then they expire and it automatically deletes themselves. You could have done that. That way we don't have to get out of our houses. We don't have to go out of our fucking way to go to a Best Buy to check this out. Now, it's not, it's bad enough that it's at a Best Buy, but what makes matters worse is it's not every. Now, I live in a tri-state area. I live in an area where I'm like literally 15 minutes away from New York City. So I'm not living in Timbuktu where there's farmlands everywhere. There's literally in one town, we have 3 fucking Best Buys, but guess what? Not one of those Best Buys in that town is one of these particular things. I would have to go literally a good 5 or 6 towns away, and I really have to go out of my way to go to some sort of launch event thing where they're going to let you demo these games. And I think, we live in a world where these systems are online. Why couldn't we download these demos? Yes, they could be buggy as hell. Yes, they could crash our Wii U's. I don't care. I just want to be able to play these things without leaving my couch. And I think that Nintendo missed an opportunity. I think it was a good idea where, yes, you can't get into E3 here, go to a store. It was a good idea, but poorly executed. And I think what it did was leave us gamers wanting more. It really left, hey, look, at least give us one course of Mario Kart 8 that we can just play over and over for the next year until you decide to release the fucking game. It would be really nice if you guys did that, but unfortunately, Nintendo did not. I'm becoming very disappointed with Nintendo. I think, hey, look, they announced a lot of games, great, but none of the games are coming out anytime soon, and I think that's a problem.